we got a lot to talk about. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hyperbole. I hope you guys are doing well. Wow, Metazoo Games official first tower event, the Water Tower, is in the books. Unbelievable. It just happened so fast. It's all this planning, all this preparation, you know, whether you're attending, especially if you played. And then boom, we get there. You know, the days just go and it's over. So it is officially in the books. Wow, I thought it was amazing. I am very grateful that I got to participate and attend. Participate as a player, I should say, and just attend. Meet a lot of cool people in the community that I haven't talked to, at least in person before. You know, that's the cool thing about these events, these in-person events. You get to talk to people online, and yeah, you form these associations and bonds. You know, you do some buying, selling, trading with people, and, you know, they support you, whether they, you know, come and shop with you on Whatnot, if you stream on there, or your YouTube channel, etc. And then you meet them in real life, and they're like, man, you really made my day, or wow, you know, I got this from you, and, you know, it was in really great condition, it arrived really fast, and, you know, that's what it's all about for me. I like that, you know, there's a good experience, and I just like putting a face with the name, and it was really cool to meet a lot of people. So I encourage anybody, if, you know, you shop with me, or if you help support any of my content, watch a video, you know, share a page, share this, whatever, you see me in an in-person event, please come up and say hi to me. You know, I do appreciate it, and I do like to meet everybody in the Metazoo community. So without being said, wow, the first event is in the books. I thought it was very well run, so shout out to the entire Metazoo team. I mean, top to bottom, these guys killed it. I thought it was very well organized. I thought it was very well run. I thought it was very professionally conducted, and at the end of the day, I think that speaks a lot of volumes to how Metazoo's progressing, how their organized play is progressing. They're going to keep getting better and better. I think the events might keep getting better and bigger as well, and, you know, I'm excited about that, you know, both from a player, just somebody that supports the community, to be able to watch that and just watch, you know, a TCG that we all know and love to keep growing. You know, it's healthy, and that's what, you know, I want to encourage people. You got to play the game. If you're not playing the game, you know, it's really fun to collect the shiny cardboard, but pick up a deck, pick up one of these release event decks, pick up a theme deck, you know, learn how to play, and I think you're going to fall in love with it, and, you know, put a whole new perspective. I even told Andy this past weekend, it's, you know, I'm a partner, official partner with Metazoo, and we've had a lot of great experience. You know, we've done live streaming on selling on Whatnot. We're on Instagram. You know, we put out YouTube content. We host local events. You know, and one of the things that I would say that really was meaningful for me in my Metazoo experience, my Metazoo journey, was when I really started to pick up a deck myself, other than just collecting the cards, because I love the artwork. I think the illustrators are amazing. Not only talented drawers or illustrators, but they're just amazing people. You know, but my perspective really changed when I started playing the game and learning the game and having fun with the game and fun with the mechanics. And I know it can be frustrating at times, especially if it doesn't go your way, but it is fun, you know, and that's, I think, a big testament. It just opened up a different perspective, and that's why I want to encourage you guys to play the game, have fun with it, enjoy it more so than just collecting. If you have a local game store, they're not participating in Metazoo, try and encourage them. You know, try and offer up, if you really love the zoo, see if you can help organize an event, sign up to be a tournament organizer, you know, and try and get the movement started. And that's what we need to do. We need to keep helping to support the Metazoo, you know, community throughout this whole country, and hopefully it's going to keep growing and growing and growing, and we're going to have more players, and it's just going to be great. And with that being said, like I said, it was a crazy, amazing weekend. So shout out top to bottom. You know, Andy did a great job. Fajir did an amazing job. Texas Ted, wow, as always, that guy's, you know, it seems like, is he on 10 Red Bulls? I don't know, but that dude is amazing. You know, he works so hard. All these guys work real hard. All the MCOs, you know, from top to bottom, you know, Metazoologists, I should say, if you're new to Metazoo terminology, they are the people that judge the events. They help volunteer their time to be able to help run these events. And, you know, as a player, from my perspective, and I'm sure a lot of the other players would agree as well, you know, we can't play without these people. We can't play without people organizing an event, but we can't play without people helping to judge the event as well. So it's super, super critical to organize play, and, you know, they volunteer volunteer their time and effort. I know some of them probably did want to play as well, but they volunteered their time, and that means a lot. So I wanted to say a sincere thank you to all you guys and girls who are out there helping to MZO and judge the event. It does mean a lot. The big thanks to Ham and Cheddar, Emilio, for helping to do the broadcasting over on Twitch. I thought it was very well done. I didn't get to catch a lot of it on day one because I was playing on Saturday, but day two, we did get to see it. The way that they had the featured tables, table 1 and 2 set up, it was so professional, and I really think that it speaks volumes for, again, how Metazoo is growing, and I'd like to see maybe more featured tables in the future. It's going to be interesting to see what the capacity could be for how many featured tables could be set up and run effectively on the live stream. But shout out to you guys. Wow, it was top notch. The equipment, you know, it looked very, very professional, and it was very professional. You know, so with that being said, who else do I need to thank? All the illustrators, Kelsey and Jet. Wow. They work so hard. You know, you have these people, the community members that line up all day long. It's absolutely amazing to see that much support, but they love them. Obviously, the illustrators are critical to the game as well and producing this fantastic art. And they did an amazing job, as always. You know, they stay there, they sign, and help personalize items. I'm not sure, I just got cut off there. Insufficient memory, forgot to swap out the memory card. But I was talking about the artists, like I said, awesome people. They really took a lot of time, attention to detail to help personalize and make people's experiences really meaningful why they attend an event. You know, they stand in these long lines to help to support, you know, the Metazoo team and the Metazoo illustrators themselves. So it's very, very cool. Every time I try and attend an event, or every time I attend an event, I should say, I do try and purchase something off of every one of them, or at least grab some signatures and you know, give them some money for those signatures as well. It does mean a lot. You know, they take the time and effort to go there. It does help them support them professionally and personally. So I would encourage that. You know, it does mean a lot to them, and it's a good thing to do. So without being said, let's get into it. You know, what was the experience of me playing in my official first Metazoo Games competitive event? You know, I don't think some people knew, because I was practicing with a couple people in the community, and I really, really thank you so much for helping me out, giving me a chance to just practice with a partner. It does mean a lot. It's sometimes hard, you know, to play with people, especially in person, if you don't have a game store that's carrying Metazoo in a good local community. But Tabletop Simulator has been a real key, especially in my preparation and planning for this competitive event. You can just coordinate with people. It doesn't matter where they're at. Jump on. Hey, can we play it this time? Cool. You know, we get on there, we play a couple games, or play, you know, a couple formats, swap out, test some different things, you know, and it really helped me out. And I can't stress that enough. You know, if you guys are thinking about any competitive event in the future, you know, you got to play, you got to practice. You got to read the rules, I would think, over and over again. The rules index, the erratas, the errata clarifications, fourth wall, you know, list the fourth wall claimable items. You know, there was a lot of things. I asked so many questions, you know, and sometimes I just felt, I don't know, I felt like an idiot, you know, asking some of the questions that I did. You know, shout out to Bats from Caster Society. Shout out to Tuffy from Metaversity. Both you guys were very helpful. I know, like I said, sometimes it may come across as being a dumb question. You know, I do consider myself to be fairly intelligent, and I don't know, some of these, the wording is just up for interpretation. I don't think some of it is clear, like black and white. I think there's some gray in some of this. And if you have a question, guys, you don't want to go to an event, and that's the biggest thing I would say. If you have a question, don't go to an event. Play a certain way, thinking that a mechanic or a card or an effect is going to work a certain way. Then you get on site and you learn that it doesn't, and then your whole strategy's busted. You know, so I would encourage you guys, if you have a question, get it clarified before you travel. Get it clarified from, ideally, a master metazoologist, you know, somebody that's really experienced in the game, or you could always ask the event organizer, you know, if it's year, he might be able to help you out or clarify. But a master metazoologist should be more than capable of helping you out. Thank them, you know, for their time and effort, obviously, to help you out and support you as a player. But it was amazing, you know, so let's summarize it. You know, I didn't really know what to expect other than it was going to be fast and furious, and man, did it deliver? Fast and furious. You know, sometimes I feel like you get into a game and maybe that game's over before it started. And then sometimes you're in a battle. And I had both scenarios. You know, I went to time a lot. And it's not because, you know, I was intentionally slow playing or, you know, like playing real slow or stalling. I was really thinking through my mechanics and what I wanted to do. I mean, in the early game, it's really important too when you play a card to think, you know, you play an aura, you play an artifact, you pass turn, you know, or play another card and bring in, you know, bring in a bait robbers, bring in a bandage man, bring in a water baby, etc. So like those turns are kind of simple. You know, as the board starts to establish itself and you're really looking for key situations on how to swing the board in your favor or swing the game into your favor from a momentum perspective, you know, those are decisions that really matter. And that's what I would say, you know, that was the biggest learning lesson for me. And I'm glad that I played my game, which was, you know, slow and methodical. And I took the time to think through those. And I'm really glad that I did, because I can sincerely say I didn't make any mistakes in gameplay throughout the weekend. And I think that, you know, it's a tribute to that. And so, you know, I think you need to define your player style, how you want to play. Some people play really fast. I mean, some people are experts at the game. You know, they've been playing for a very long time. They've been playing competitively for a very long time. And they know how to do the actions within seconds. And obviously, that's a curve. And they feel comfortable in doing that. And obviously, that's a big learning curve. Depends on how much experience, I would say, maybe you have playing the game and maybe other games and how long you've been playing card games. You know, for me, I haven't played, this is my first competitive event, you know, so put yourself in a perspective, what you want to do if you really want to play competitively, and plan accordingly and play the way that you want to play. That's the first lesson I would say, you know, for everybody, other than, you know, learn the rules, go over the rules, seek clarification prior to attending the event as many times as possible, and don't feel dumb about asking any question, because no question's dumb. So lastly, I would say, you know, be prepared with travel. Make sure double, triple, quadruple check all your supplies, all your dice, all your indicators, all your cards, you know, backup cards, etc. Make sure your deck list was submitted properly on the MPN, stupid stuff like that. Make sure it's in order when you present it, you know, to the judge on check-in. And just make it easy for yourself to be able to pick up and go. You know, because that was something that I was unsure about how I was going to be able to handle. Because I knew I probably was going to be a slower player. Rounds are 50 minutes. Like I said, a lot of my games went to 50 minutes. And I had a bag, I had a book bag. You know, we have this stuff. You're carrying your fourth wall items. You know, it's kind of, it can get kind of cumbersome. You know, and I would try and say, try and streamline it down to one bag. You know, if you can get it to a book bag, so you're not carrying two bags or multiple bags. Because at times I felt like I was kind of clumsy or clunky, and meaning that I had too much stuff that I was trying to transport, pack up, get to the A to B. And you know, when you've got like 10 minutes or so in between rounds and you're running the time, puts a lot of stress on you as a player, because you have to reset your deck to what the original format is, assuming that you know, side decked or pull things in from your archive during a game. So that was very critical, and you want to make sure that you definitely don't screw up that step, because it's very, very critical in case that you would be asked to present your deck to a judge and they check it. You know, so that's a big lesson. I would say, you know, when you're playing at the event, thin down, you know, as much profile and storage and transportation, ideally to one book bag. You know, maybe a bag with some drinks and snacks, like a small carrying bag. You know, stay hydrated, stay fed throughout the event. It's tough to get something to eat. So, you know, bring some medicine, bring headache medicine. I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, you know, I had a headache today. And it's very stressful. And, you know, these matches could go either way a lot of the time. You know, if you think about it, you know, we were playing mirror matches all day long, and a lot of the deck composition, you know, I thought that there was going to be some crazy cards, you know, like, you know, looked at Drowned Pianist, and we looked at Lady of the Lake, and we looked at Shauna Hook, and we looked at, what else did I look at? Looked at, like, Boathound, looked at all these cards, looked at the Halloween set, looked at the masks, you know, and how these could be equipped for effects, and to help supplement attacks, and et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, it kept coming back to just traditional water and good water cards that had buffs, you know, that would make them even better. And that's what we end up playing, and that's what you saw a lot of players playing, you know. And don't overthink it, you know, prepare, like I said, put a good deck together, you know, and then just keep practicing, testing, and hopefully it, you know, works out for you. But, you know, quick review of the day. So first half, I was feeling really good, really confident. I went 3-1. And I was really proud. You know, that was the lunch break, and I was trying to stay really focused. And I had a tough game. I played Metazoo Chef, who's a really nice person. And we went to game 3, and that game could have went either way. And I'm glad that, you know, I got to play a great player like him. It showed me a lot. It gave me a lot of confidence. I know I lost to him, but it gave me a lot of confidence that I could sit down and kind of play with anybody, especially in the format and the deck that I had. You know, so I did feel really confident. You know, we went to break. And then I came out, I played Ivy, Metazoo Queen, and that was probably the most intense game that I played all day. Our game 1 went 45 minutes, and it, you know, you would think, how does a game that's in an accelerated format with a ×3 modifier get to that long? You know, well, crazy things can happen in the format, especially because the the tower card was in effect, which could help switch the whole board. You know, I saw a lot of things happen as far as momentum swings. You know, people trying to load up lightning in a bottle, lightning in a bottle, lightning in a bottle, bang, bang, bang. And, you know, they aggressively got people down to 100 points, 150 points, you know, quickly, and then they just lost momentum or lost speed. The mid-round draw, you know, maybe died off, and they didn't get some of the other cards that they needed to keep putting the pressure, and then it just gave the opponent opportunity to come back. And that was a similar scenario. You know, it was 1,000 to 50 in our game. You know, I was really feeling kind of crushed and defeated, and that's what I would say. You know, stay in it, stay in the game, don't get shook, play the cards, make them beat you, you know, unless you really don't see an end in sight in that game. Make them beat you. You know, and a lot of people thought that, you know, I probably should have scooped or would have scooped in that scenario, but I had the right cards in my hand to flip the game. I just needed one more card, and I got the card that I needed, and I started putting together these calculated turns and ended up coming back and winning that game. And it was absolutely crazy. Game 2 went to time. She beat me by a little bit in life points. You know, so I was 3-1-1 at that point. I was still feeling pretty good. And then I did go second that game. That's one of the big things I should say. You know, so I think in this format, going first was so essential. And I mean so essential. So essential. I can't underestimate that, considering all of the things we're considering equal. You know, you got to win your flip scenarios as well. You know, when you're rolling for paralyzed, you know, flipping, you know, the scared was a big effect as well in this format. So the flips got to go your way. The draws definitely got to go your way. Keeping great opening hands got to go your way. My first 4 games, I went first 3 times, won those 3, won second once, and I lost that one, like I said, to Metazoo Chef. The last 4 games, I went second all 4 times. I drew with Ivy, Metazoo Queen. I just discussed that. My other 3, wow. And, you know, it can happen. I had some other great competitors that I lined up with. And, you know, River Time was a crazy card in this format. I've seen it happen a couple times. I actually was fortunate enough to do it in my first half of the day to an opponent, where you put an artifact or 2 down and an aura the first turn, played River of Time because it costs 1 aura with the river active, and boom, you get a reset on a turn. And you're off to the races. You know, if you've got other beasties or other cards that can really help you establish momentum, I mean, it's tough to catch up from that. And, you know, that's what happened to me game 6, you know, River of Time, double fact, and an aura, and then boom, we're right off to the races, and I'm just sitting there. A Chessie drops down, you know, a couple lightnings in the bottle, and boom, boom. You know, it's like, what happened here? You know, and then it happened again in round 7. You know, I forget which game it was, but it just crazy experience. And that River of Time was a super impactful card. There was a lot of impactful cards, but that River of Time was key. You know, whether it was really opening hand was nuts, but even if it was turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, it was, you know, still a crazy card in this format. So I'll be happy to see that card go away. That's so OP with a 1 aura drop, so OP. You know, so I'll be happy to see that go away. But it was a learning lesson. I ended up taking 3 losses my last 3 rounds, so I finished out 3-4-1. Like I said, I was up here in terms of confidence and focus, you know, leading into the break in lunch, and then it didn't go my way. I wasn't getting the draws. Game 8, I actually played Tormentic, another awesome dude in the community, and it was the worst draws that I had all day. You know, I started out, I remember there was one hand I kept 3 aura, had a couple lightning in a bottles, I had a couple low beasties, you know, and next thing you know, we're in the game and we're going, I'm 15 cards in, I've got like 7 auras, I had all my lightning in a bottles, and I had no other beasties. So it's just like, that's part of the variance in the sense that I couldn't do anything, and that those games are going to happen even when you have a great deck. It's just sometimes that's the way they fall, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. And when you run into those scenarios, it is what it is, you know. So that's one of the things that I would say. You know, be confident in your preparation, practice a lot, you know, have high hopes, get good sleep, eat a good breakfast, have a good attitude, have fun, and hope the things that need to go your way go your way. And if they do, you're probably going to make it to the top 32, assuming that you're a good player, you know the rules, you know how to make the plays when you need to make the plays. You know, but winning the flips, going first, were super essential. We'll see how. I imagine they're going to be super essential. I don't know. I haven't looked in Earth and got down that pathway, but I haven't looked to see, you know, how many status effects are going to be on the attacks or coupled with those. You know, so it's going to be interesting in preparing for Earth. I did apply to play, so I hope I do get in. I would like to attend and play, but that's pretty much it. I mean, that's my learning experience. It was a big weekend. You know, it was fun to travel. Like I said, it was great seeing everybody. Thank you again so much, Metazoo Games. You know, I might put out another small video about how to plan, how to prepare for Earth. Maybe some of the things, maybe some deck tips on what I'm testing or trying out. So I might do something like that in a video in the future, but appreciate you guys, appreciate you watching, appreciate everybody that went and played and made it a great event. Thank you again so much to the MZOs, the people that helped judge and officiate the event. Wow, it was amazing. Thank you, Texas Ted. Thank you, Fajir. Thank you, Jet. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Ham and Cheddar. Thank you, Emilio. Thank you to everyone on the Metazoo team. And that's going to do it. So until next time, the magic is real. A Metazoo, yeah!